Welcome everyone to Dial the Gate to the Stargate Oral History podcast. It is a podcast. My name is David Reed. I really appreciate you being here with me for this one. I apologize. We're starting a little bit later than usual because I had to figure some things out. We had links that I think it's, guys, frankly, I think Destiny might be trying to dial in from a star or something because this solar flare activity is really causing some strange things to be happening. Yvie, how are you?
I'm good. I'm really pleased to be here at what is a semi-decent hour for a Sunday in Australia.
6:12 in the morning, I think.
Seven,
Oh,
seven
it
twelve.
is. That's right, because you're 14 hours ahead
Yeah.
now.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So yeah, thrilled to be here with you guys.
Well, you
It's
look
gonna be fun.
summery and fantastic.
Oh,
So
thank
it is summer
you.
down there, isn't it? Getting ready to be.
Unfortunately, no. Officially, as of 7 days ago, it's the time of year that I hate the most. So I just have to try and survive the next 6 months.
That's it. Do the best you can with what you got. Marcia
Yeah.
Middleton. Hello, ma'am. How are
Hi.
you?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
It's so
I'm
good.
happy to be here.
So we missed you for our fan roundtable, and
Yes.
Stargate is back, and it
Yay.
has the original creators involved as executive producers. What are your thoughts about this?
My heart, I tell you, every time you even mention it, my heart starts beating faster. I can't tell you how thrilled I am. I actually saw Stargate originally in the theater 6 times.
You're an
And
OG.
yeah, and the first time I just knew it was going to add something to my life and change it. And
Wow.
it has. It
Wow.
has brought so much, and I hope I brought a little bit to the
You
fandom
have.
as well.
Absolutely. Tommy Valentine, how are you, buddy?
I'm great. I'm tired, but great. How are you, David?
I am well. How's the little bundle doing?
He's doing good. He's doing good. I'm tactically napping in between, well, every chance I get, really.
This is the second time I've heard that term,
The
tactically
tactical nap.
napping. The tactical nap. Is that like it's more than like a strategic nap, or is that the same kind of thing, like philosophers and
It
sorcerers over
it
there?
takes strategy to get to the timing of your tactical nap. It's one feeds into the other, I would say. Yeah, it's been a real learning process the last month, but it's
Uh,
been great.
Good deal. Well, I appreciate you guys being here. It's funny that we are actually starting off with something very similar, Tommy. So this is the second anniversary of our Stargate Fan Creations 2025 show. These are not necessarily things that we're revealing that fans made in 2025, although most are, but we can't verify it. These are things that I found and Yvie found
Mhm.
in 2025 that were made by fans. All
Yes.
creative, at different levels of, not complexity is not the right word, but, and quality is not either, but like, help me out, Yvie. What's the word that I'm wanting? It's like different levels of
Uh,
expertise, I guess.
Expertise,
Yeah,
yeah.
but all I think
Uh,
really have some kind of,
Difficulty, I guess,
well, yeah, exactly.
to a
But I
certain
mean,
extent.
some of this, people probably pushed a button and it printed something out, but they had an idea, and others they took potentially months on. In one case, a chess set that, quite frankly, blew my mind. I'm going to share that with you guys in a little bit here. But you all should have the list in front of you, right?
Yes,
Yes.
correct.
Okay, so I'm going to go clockwise on my screen here, round robin. So Yvie, Tommy, Marcia, skip
Mhm.
myself because I'm actually showing the stuff. And
Okay.
this is how we'll do it. So,
Okay.
and if there is a relevant note at the top of the post where the link is, if you think that it will add to the discussion, we're going to go ahead and do that. I will mention the person who created it and what the
Hmm.
item is. But guys, just follow me through, okay?
Okay.
So, do you guys have the first one
Absolutely.
up?
Sure
I
do.
do. Yeah.
Perfect. Let's start sharing. Actually, you know what, Tommy?
Mm.
Let's start with you because
Perfect.
Yes, that makes sense.
this is kind of
Yes.
related. So, someone had an SG baby. Can you share? And
Yes.
the person, I'm going to need to have the, I'm going to have to have you guys, you know what? Okay, it's Katiana from New Jersey. It's Katiana's baby. Tommy, who what have we got here? I guess I've just disclosed it.
This is incredible. Yeah, it's actually made me really jealous because I didn't do this and I should have done this. This is
There's still
brilliant.
time, Tommy.
There is still time. Yeah, so 3 weeks old and no place like home. And just the most remarkable outfit. I mean, that must be like the earliest cosplay going, right? At 3 weeks old.
Absolutely.
Has to be. I'd
The little
say as
onesie.
well the
SG
little
onesie.
vest that looks to be crochet to me. As
Yes.
a crochet.
Yeah.
Yes, I think you're
So
right.
I think maybe mom has made that one, and the parents appear to have the earth symbol tattooed as well
Yes,
Yeah.
on their
Where?
inside wrist, on the inside of their wrist.
on the
Oh,
inside of
let's
their
go to the
wrists
other-
where
let's go to the
they're-
other pictures
they're
here. That's right.
holding- They're holding baby's hands. Yeah.
How sweet. This is just so
Aw.
friggin' adorable.
I don't know. I see a
Little
kind of
SGT
Hammond look there.
member.
Yeah, very much.
Yes.
It's George Hammond reincarnated. So, but like the greeting, the baby announcement, incoming
Yes.
traveler. It's just
I love
perfect.
that. It is perfect. Yes.
Yeah.
What a brilliant way to start the year.
So
January.
absolutely, congratulations to Katiana. We had
Congratulations,
to start off with that little bundle of good news.
Yeah.
What do we have next, Marcia? What are we
Let's
going to look at?
see.
Tiana Barbin has something. What's she got?
Tiana has a Stargate tattoo.
Really? Let's see here. Look at the detail.
It looked like the water
Oh,
is
wow.
the event
puddle.
horizon is actually flowing.
On. Yeah,
I
It
could touch it
does.
and it would move.
that is
yeah,
wild.
and the way that they've captured the light reflecting off the water is actually quite brilliant.
And
is so
Tiana
cool.
says,
Colors.
got my new Stargate tattoo today. It's not fully finished, but after sitting for nearly 7 hours, I was ready to finish. It
What?
just needs the white
Wow.
added to the middle.
Oh, okay. I was like, what needs to? And then I was like, okay, I can see. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is just wild. And there's no place like, and then they've got the gate address.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And
The chevrons
detail
are
is
glowing as
amazing.
well.
They are.
The lighting
Yeah.
are properly glowing.
This can't be hand done. This has got to be by some kind of a
A magician.
system or a magician or a savant tattoo artist. So
I hope we
And
get a
the
chance to
actual
see the finished
symbols
one.
Yeah.
are completely legible as well.
They
around
are.
the entire ring. That would have taken
this is
so
meticulous.
much patience.
A lot of sitting.
Yeah. Jeez, I
Quite
mean, 7
nice.
hours is epic. I've only got one tattoo, and I've just got the Earth symbol, and that was like.
Where's your
15
tattoo?
minutes, and I was done. It's
Where's
on
your
my
Where's your
ankle.
tattoo? Oh, it's on your ankle. Okay.
It's on my ankle. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a Starfleet Delta. I think here, at some point. But that's about
Yes,
it.
that's a good spot.
Yeah. You notice anything about the address? I always have to bring this up. I have to be.
I know.
Quibble.
I know what it is. It's the symbol at the end, the Earth symbol, because it'd be like dialing
It's
yourself.
yes. It's this is what
Yeah.
Sam does in Solitudes. You get a
Yes.
busy signal.
Yes.
But yeah, it's. I still love the design. So it's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob has Jacob Oleash. He's our lead archivist. He has Destiny. So the 9 symbol address, and then on his left forearm, and then Kevin Weaver, my producer, he's got the Earth tattoo here, the Earth symbol there.
Yes, and Nicole also has the Earth symbol on her forearm.
She does.
Yes.
Okay. Did you guys
It's just
both
an
get them at
itty-bitty
this?
one.
Oh. Okay.
No, I actually got mine before her, I think. I randomly got mine with my mother-in-law. We both have the same tattoo.
All right.
All
There you go.
right.
Perfect.
Excellent.
Yvie, we've got something from CG.
CG. Let me open up CG's post.
Yes, please.
Okay. Oh wow.
And
Okay.
do me a
I haven't
favor and
seen this
load
one
things.
before.
Load things before, if you can,
Yes,
or at least
my
start the process.
apologies.
No, yes, you've been very bad, Yvie.
So CG. So they said in the Facebook post, displayed my Stargate model railroad module as part of a huge operating layout at the Great Scale Model Train Show in Maryland.
This is so
Wow.
friggin' awesome. I mean,
That's
seriously.
incredible. I'm
Yes.
clicking on that. Oh, there's like the little people excavating.
Uh-huh. If it's far back enough, it's almost
Wow.
real. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not focusing too hard on it, and it looks completely like 3D.
Are we sure there
That's
aren't people actually
incredible.
moving in there? Are we absolutely sure?
I don't know. I feel like
I
Will
think there may
Smith
be.
in what is it? I Am Legend with the mannequins. It's a
Also,
little
guys,
creepy
on
there.
the far right, the last person on the far
it Indy?
right, is that Indy?
Whoops.
Because
think
that's
Spoilers.
that's the Ark of the Covenant, isn't it?
And he's
Is
holding,
that-
I think he's holding the
my
idol.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
love it.
And
amazing.
yeah. Jeez. Nice little
Well
Easter egg there.
done.
That's cheeky.
For
but
sure.
I love it. That is
Great spot.
fantastic.
It's a little later in the game. Indy, it'd be a little late, but yeah. That's
Yeah, Indy was what, 30s, 40s? 40s?
around the
Around World War
40,
II.
41. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely, for sure. So Mike in Wales, Tommy, I actually just spoiled it for the viewers. Can you pull up what Mike made in Wales?
I certainly can. So Mike actually bought a laser engraver for his small business and decided to make up some cushions for not cushions, excuse me. That was the small glass.
I wouldn't want to
full
sit on
screen.
these.
You would not want to sit on these. They
Kinda
are
cold.
what do you
They're
call
just
that?
tiles.
It's like tiles.
They're
They look
coasters.
Like,
Maybe.
they look
like-
like drink.
They're drink coasters.
Coasters.
They're
Coasters.
I love these. These
look
are
really cool.
so friggin' cool. I mean, I'm not a drinker, but if I was, I'd want some. So
Put any cold
that's
beverage
true.
on those, though.
That's true.
It
Mike,
doesn't have to be alcoholic.
I would love a set of these. I'll pay you for them, man, because these are friggin' cool. So
Because
impressive.
it's like what I have. I have the cork ones.
Yes.
Different creator.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're up there. I have cork coasters, which I've kind of cut up in order to put into frames that were a little bit too tiny. But these are amazing.
And hopefully, inside a year and a half, he'll have a fourth one made to complete the Stargate set whenever we get our new Stargate. You can, I will bet money that there will be a new Stargate featured in this new show. So
There
it'll
has
a-
to be.
Oh, there has to be.
every
Has to be.
every new show has introduced a new gate network.
Yes.
That's all there is to it.
Slightly different reiteration.
Part of the fun, right? You get to design a new gate. Like
That's exactly
part of
right.
it.
Martin's not going to
Yes.
skip the opportunity to have a new gate.
Well, it's
So-
basically the main character, so you get a
Yeah.
different main
Arguably so.
character in
Yeah.
each series.
Did you guys hear what Mark Nicholson said about the design for the Destiny glyphs? Like how that was based? Because this was a big reveal to me. So the reason that they are different dots and lines and squiggles and all kinds of things, they actually devised a coordinate system using the dots and the lines and the squiggles because Destiny changes position as it travels. And so
yes.
they actually created
Okay.
it works out. They created a coordinate system based on the symbols, so that theoretically as the ship moved across the cosmos, they would be able to realistically pinpoint its exact location using a certain series of coordinates as the coordinates evolved. And I just thought that was
okay.
brilliant.
Da-da-da.
All right.
That's
People are so
some really
smart.
deep
People are so
thinking.
smart.
Wow.
I know. Yeah. All right. And then, Marcia, we have something from Nanad in Spain.
Yes, a 3D gate. And he says, I
Really?
just finished assembling this beauty.
Wow.
It took me a month to 3D print it.
That is a lot of
Jeez, that's some
Stargate.
That's
dedication and lots of patience.
Wow.
It looks like
You could
it's like
hula hoop with
hula
that.
hoop shape.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Great
a
minds.
Stargate hula hoop.
That's right, guys. I don't
That
know.
sounds dangerous if it was a real Stargate.
That is a lot of, what is it called? Filament? Is that what you put into it? It's just nuts.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I don't have a 3D printer, so I'm not sure. I wonder if it rotates. I'm assuming it's just fixed, like the ring is just
It
fixed.
I would
looks like
suspect
But the
it's
so.
detail is incredible.
fixed.
This is
I wonder
wild,
if that's
man.
an actual address, if he's chosen a fixed location and the address matches up with a planet that's been visited on the show.
I mean, the glyphs don't stay in place. They continue to spin freely with
Yeah,
the
I
rest of it.
guess. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing that always bothered me is the chevrons don't, because of the number of the chevrons, they don't necessarily line up. Like
no, they
like
don't.
3 out of the 9 do
I
line
see
up,
that,
and the
yes.
rest don't. But yeah,
Yeah,
well
yeah.
done. Not to steal his thunder, but Martin McLean over at gatebuilder.tech, he also has one available, 3D printed available, and I think you can change the scale of it. I'm not entirely sure.
Oh,
But,
okay.
yeah, it's pretty.
That is
it's
cool.
pretty legit. So let me pull this up here real quick. Number 6, 3D 4048. What is this one, Yvie?
So I believe that this one is the incredible chess set.
This blew my friggin' doors off. Check this thing
Wow.
out.
Oh my god.
That is so cool. I love that they've taken a video rather than just a photo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah,
I'm such
Look
a
at
chess
them.
nerd as well.
Oh, you
You're a
are.
So jealous.
I
Huge,
am
huge.
definitely not going to fancy myself a chess player, but it's just I can play, but badly. And oh, look at the little letters
I
on them.
am
I didn't
not
even know that.
strategic enough.
Oh my
So
Not
god.
rook,
strategic enough for
knight.
chess.
Okay, that's what that's for.
That is cool.
Look
I
at how
actually
cool
really
that
love
is.
the
Got
pyramid,
everything.
and have made it gold.
That's
I would pay
right.
very good money for that. I really want that.
I would love a Stargate chess set. And I love that the pieces make sense. You've got F302s and gliders as the pawns. And then
Yes.
you've got Asgard motherships on one side and different kinds of attacks on the other. And you've got also a couple of cargo ships to invoke the Free Jaffa on one side. And on the other side, they also have cargo ships as well. So it all makes sense. It all tracks. And the fact that you've got Anubis and Apophis there represented in their ships, this is just one of the coolest things I've seen.
It is
So-
very
And Ra's
cool.
ship.
Ra's ship, yep, on either end, yep.
That's an Asgard ship as well, isn't it?
Yeah, so you've got the O'Neill. The Asgard is on the end. The O'Neill is where. Oh heck, not the. What's the B? Rook, knight,
Bishop.
the bishops. Yeah,
Bishop.
the bishops are the O'Neills.
Oh,
But yeah, and then you've got the rooks as the Asgard
wow.
motherships. Just the classic design. Really, extremely cool. And that's 3D 4048. I reached out to them, let them know, hey, we're featuring your stuff. And me and TikTok, we're not that good with each other. I can't. It's complicated. And the Jaffa lines
Fairly
are in
acquaintances.
the black squares. Oh, and they're in the
see
white
that.
ones too. Look at that.
Yes.
Just mind blowing work.
Beautiful.
So good. All right. What else do we got?
Makes me almost want to play chess.
So was that Marcia? Was that you?
That was Yvie?
Was that
name?
Yvie? Is
Yes.
it Tommy's
It's me, I
turn?
believe. It's me.
It's up to you, buddy.
So we have something else I'm incredibly jealous of,
Yeah.
which is Carolyn,
Either or.
Carolyn's husband's 50th birthday cake, which is so good.
So
Oh
are you
my
jealous of the
gosh.
design, or are you jealous of the fact that he's made it to 50 and you haven't yet?
Oh,
Inquiring minds. I'm just saying.
I'm just going to make sure I get my wife to make me this cake for my 50th. I'll be
Put your
forwarding
order
this
in
link
now.
right on.
Putting her on notice.
This is really cool.
That is incredible.
There's
I've done-
nothing beats handmade.
Oh no, I've done
So
a
true.
little bit of cake decorating in my past, nothing that
Yeah?
intricate, but I am in awe of the detail here. I love that they've used, I guess, some sort of glaze to
Yes.
make the water look like it's
Shiny.
shimmering. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So probably when you walk around it, you can see the light reflecting off of the edges. But yeah,
And
it's
the scarab
exceptionally
beetle?
cool. Yep.
I love
Scarabs.
Scarab
Yep.
Beetle.
We never really they never really used that part of the
No.
mythology in the show. They kind of did with R75, but they didn't really reference it, and it didn't really have to do with Egypt. So
Next series.
next
Da-da-da.
series, yeah,
Yeah,
I
there's
would.
definitely room to
for
include
sure.
that. And are they System Lord symbols around the outer rim of the cake?
Well, you've got an Ankh on the right of the
Mhm.
last image, and that represents eternal life. And then you've basically got the Apophis, the snake symbol, and then this A over
Yes.
here. I'm not sure what the A is. Or what is that? What kind of a symbol is that?
Maybe it means
that
something like
A
the
star
person's
symbol,
name or
maybe?
It's possible. Looks like it's
It
running off
looks
somewhere.
familiar.
It does.
Looks familiar.
Yeah. It's very cool. They did a great job.
I wouldn't want to cut it up.
No,
I wouldn't want to eat
I'm
it.
not going to take the first bite for sure.
So whoever made that is an artist.
Yes. All right, Marcia. The next one is
Oh,
in-house from our
yes.
own buddy Lockwatcher. He has devised what has he created?
And he has a board game. I love board games. They're so
Really?
tactile and fun. You can sit and play and you like elbow each other.
And Pop-Tarts. He's displayed Pop-Tarts with his board game for some reason.
And he says a couple of years back, I designed a 3D printed game based on Stargate. It turned out very cool and was even entered into a Prusa contest. It was quite a lot of design work in my rush to complete it. It played more like Stargate Monopoly, including Nakoda bricks for trades.
Oh,
So-
I'm currently updating both the design and the rules and hope to finish the new one this year.
Well, it's the end of 2025, so Lockwatcher, I want one. And I think that like the next convention where we all get together,
Yes.
I'm not kidding.
Yes.
I want to play this because
Yes.
you were caught off guard by Vala's
awesome.
father. Lose 3 Nakoda bricks. So someone
so
with that
cool.
level of knowledge of the IP, that's going to be cool.
Mhm.
And
yes.
yeah, this is just insane,
Wow. This is so awesome.
right?
It looks like there are a lot more pictures to see.
Yes, I'm going through them right now. You have all the gate symbols, and
Mhm.
I think you're
Yes.
represented by a square color as you go around,
Little Nakoda generators are so cute.
Yeah. and the GDOs. But this is really fine work. And I saw him post the transport rings before, and I was like, well, that's interesting. But now I know it's associated with something. The sarcophagi, and the different generators. This whole set is just really
That's amazing.
he's thought it completely through.
Yeah, that is perfect.
We'll probably need like
We
3
can
at a
get mass
convention.
production. Yeah,
Probably.
let's get mass production going.
He's also like, I swear he's got an IQ of like 150. So it's entirely possible that we could sit down and play this thing and it would go all over all of our heads. But it's
We
really
learned
cool.
something.
Yeah, probably. Exactly. So, Yvie, are you up or? I think you're up.
Yes,
Is it me?
Yeah, because I can't keep track.
that was me. I was
Okay,
last.
that was you. All right,
Perfect.
so
What have
me.
we got?
So I
This
have
is-
a post from Heath.
Heath Rushing.
Heath. So they said, finished printing my Ori gate today. And then, hallowed are the Ori. Wow.
Oh wow.
That
Actually,
is so cool.
you know what? Hang on just a second here.
Yes.
1 second. Yeah, I am. Hang on, guys. Sorry. Un momento, por favor. Okay. So this is 9. Is it 9? Okay. Ori
It is
Stargate.
correct. Yep, 9. Yep,
Look
Ori
at
Stargate from
this. So one of my,
Heath. I love it.
again, going back to my quibbles from the show,
Yes.
is that in the background for the concept art for the end of season 9, James C.D. Robbins designed this scene of the Ori warriors and created this artwork for, I think it was maybe in the end of season 9, maybe even the beginning for season 10, created the Ori warriors like burning a forest down, or as it looked, and with a Milky Way Stargate behind them. And it's like the Stargates were designed after Emilius left the Ori galaxy. So had they developed Stargate technology, they would have developed it independently. And this looks like an Ori Stargate would have looked, in my opinion. It would have been built around their religion. So because keep in mind that we saw the transport rings and they were white. So this takes a page from that, and it's just exceptionally cool. I love this thing. This is another one of those that, you know what, I would really love to display in my background because
very cool.
It's really
I
cool.
actually love the simplicity of the colors that he used. The blue really pops.
The blue pops.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
It's incredibly detailed.
And look at the backside
that's awesome.
too. He's taken elements from the Milky Way and Atlantis gates. So
Oh yeah.
And it looks sinister.
exactly, it does.
It does look sinister.
Yeah.
Yeah, those spikes with the chevrons. If one fell on you, you wouldn't get up too fast. But
yeah, they're very sharp.
they're very sharp. It's really cool.
Yeah, I'd be standing back for sure.
Exactly. Thomas.
So Wendy's Stargate has arrived, and it looks like what do you call this? This is like paving. Is that what you'd call that?
This is outdoor patio flooring. If you can
Patio
believe this.
Wow.
This is wild. And I was like, am I going to
cover
put
story?
patio flooring in this as a category? Oh, yes. Because whoever this was went all out for their deck. Or actually, I guess it's just a backyard. Because they created Stargate rocks. Or I guess that those may be cement bricks. And then a coverstone design where the puddle would be, and then a DHD in the dead center where the rest of the coverstone would be. This is so cool. I love this.
The craftsmanship is incredible. And how satisfying must it have been putting all these pieces
locking them together?
Oh god, right?
I'd be having a rule for people on my patio moving forward. No brown liquids, like no red wine or Coke or anything like that. I wouldn't want anything spilled.
That's it. I'd love to have a barbecue out here on this thing.
That is so awesome.
It's so cool.
I immediately I want this in my backyard.
I want to learn a new trade. Like,
no kidding.
I want to make this
for sure. You've
gorgeous.
got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are these the
pieces?
Is that Abydos? Where is that? Okay, so you've got Ursa Major or Minor. You got Orion. I don't think Ursa Major or Minor are on the Stargate. So yeah, these on the outer edge here, I think, are just constellations.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
that's what they look
like. Well, it's
like,
custom, so you can
that's it. You can add extra constellations. That's it. Yeah.
I actually love that they've done the cover stone rather than
the style,
the puddle. Yeah.
For sure.
I'm thinking they might be doing something else in addition to this. This is the centerpiece, perhaps, and I'd love to see the finished background, the whole patio.
Oh, for sure. You know what this is? This is how husband and wife stay married. Because if husband wants a new patio set, and for barbecues, wife is going to get her favorite show built right into it.
Yes.
I mean, that's all
that.
I'm
loving
saying.
it.
So
loving it.
That's exactly
a good
right.
compromise. That
It
is
is.
a good compromise.
But yeah, they cleaned up really nicely, and it's not enormous. You know, you could probably take like one giant leap across it, so it's not too bad with the little masonry thing here showed it to scale. But all of this is a custom design that is really, really great.
Yeah, looks like it was made by a team called Pave Art, and it's 6 feet by 6 feet round.
Pave Art,
so
okay.
Pave Art in New Jersey.
Pave Art
so
in
Wendy said
Jersey.
in the comments.
Legit.
Wow,
Jersey.
shout out to them.
Wow. And in the YouTube comments or in the comments on the Facebook?
In the Facebook.
Okay, that's really cool. All right.
Yeah, it'd be cool
6
if it
foot by
also
6
worked as a
foot. That's not
sundial.
small.
It is definitely not small. For sure. All right, who's up next?
I think the next one doesn't have a.
I am, but I
link.
don't see a link.
Okay, so is this the Steelbook
This
cases?
is
Steelbook.
So this is
Yes,
Matt
yes,
Nevin's
Steelbook.
Steelbook images. So I'm just going to share those. He went and designed. I'll just go ahead and do this one. He went and designed. Matt's a friend of mine. He wanted his own custom Steelbook artwork for his DVDs and his Blu-rays. So he went and created original art using existing assets in some cases and put them all together and made these Steelbook sets. So then he cut them out, and they are so friggin' cool. And a lot of them combine concept art.
Yes.
And actually all three of them do here. But and he actually took the Stargate that was originally made by EMG for the Stargate Atlantis one on the cover. But this is a really cool set, and it's just another expression
That's incredible
of clever ingenuity and creativity.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I love the different pictures inside of the Stargates. That's really, really awesome.
For sure. Yeah. And is it Marcia's turn now?
It is.
Okay.
And Julia has created a plushie pattern for the Iratus bug.
I
Julia
know, how
girl.
cool is this?
Let's pull this up.
Oh
Just a second
my
here.
goodness. What are you done? What have you done?
Pull this up here.
How cool is this? I think there might have been a follow-up post for this one, but that is amazing.
I've pulled all of the
And people are loving it too.
Yeah. Oh, it's
of
so
all things to
clever.
make a plushie out of,
I know.
and yet I still definitely want one because
I want to give it a hug.
I want you to have one.
exactly. Oh, thank you. Just suck the life
It
right
wants
out
to
of
give
me.
you a hug as well.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, that is incredible.
Yeah, someone made a suggestion:
I
put
love it.
wire in the arms so it can like hug you
Huggy tight.
and
Yeah.
stick around for a really long time.
I want like a body pillow sized Iratus bug. That'd be really cool.
Can you imagine a giant Iratus bug like that in Atlantis? Man, I never would have slept again.
Yep, that's
So,
scary.
I don't think that's going to happen, man.
My.
Oh, gosh. What do we have next,
Love
Yvie?
fandom.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one that we have is from Andrew. Now, I think this is incomplete at the moment, but I just thought the idea was really, really cool. So Andrew says that their girlfriend's sister is a jeweler and they gave her some pearls to work with, and they've made like a cast. And so the finished product, I don't think we've seen just yet, but I just thought it looked really promising.
Stargate Pearl.
And it's very cool. Yeah, I think it's going to look really awesome when it's
This is
finished.
cool.
So I don't know what it is, if it's going to be like a pendant or if it's going to be like a ring. I
definitely
think
gonna be a
actually Marcia's
Stargate.
actually commented on this.
Marcia did? What'd you have to say, Marcia? I mean, you're here, aren't you? So
Oh, I said it's beautiful, and
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing when it's finished.
this is one that
Oh,
Yvie
I love
added.
that they're using pearls, like something natural
Yes,
to
I like that too.
accentuate the Stargate. It's
Exactly.
really cool.
And pearls have such iridescence, and
Like a
you
Stargate.
can look into them.
Yes, they're shimmery.
Exactly.
You can look inside of them?
Well, you can.
Sometimes.
I think you can see inside of them
Okay.
Oh, like reflective.
because they have so many layers.
That's a good point.
That
Mm.
There we go. All right.
beautiful.
What's next?
So
It's
next from
Tummy.
Yeah, so from Christian, we've got this was something that was a gift for a friend. 24 karat gold plated brass from old coins.
wow.
And the saddest part about this is that it's not for sale.
Yep, they were very clear about that.
Yeah, that is a real shame because
You're
they're
not getting
gorgeous.
it.
It's gorgeous.
That's amazing.
It's so gorgeous. This is a 21.9 or greater camera that took this. Either that or they're just really interesting about cropping images. But this is one of the coolest Stargate items I have seen. And out of all of them, except for the infant, this is probably worth the most, out of the pocket.
For the infant, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, you can't put a price on the bear.
That's my point.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But yes, yeah, this is
But look
this
at
is
that.
amazing.
Oh my
I
goodness.
actually love that
Oh,
they've made the choice to photograph it against something, organic, like
Like
it's
it would
been
have been, yeah,
buried.
right. Exactly
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
found.
Was lost,
That
but now
is
it's been found
gorgeous.
in the sands of
Yes.
Giza.
And
Wow.
perfectly preserved.
Perfectly preserved.
Yep.
Like a Yoda.
I'm trying to figure out the size of it because the detail on it is like really
I
high for how
know.
small it looks,
The
Mm,
considering
rocks
the
mm.
behind it look
yeah.
small. Like it can't be that large. I mean, it's got to be just a few centimeters across. What do you think, Tommy?
But it's got
Yeah.
That's what I'm
so much
thinking.
detail in in the just like the lines in the chevrons and things like that. Like there's so much detail in what must
Yeah.
be such a small.
Precise.
I suppose if it was from a coin, right? It's like
Exactly. I
From a
suspect it was
yeah.
coin.
from more than, was
Yeah.
it just from, I don't think it could have been just one,
Well,
but the
they said
chevrons
coins.
and,
No.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the
So
indentations and everything else is
smelting?
just, I
They would have
suppose
smelted
it's
them down. Yeah.
some kind of a crucible. But yeah,
But that is, I just, yeah, I really appreciate that they've upcycled some coins.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. All right, Marcia, what have we got?
We have an 8-inch Stargate rotating inner ring by Nate Dogg at
Nate
Maker
Dogg.
World.
So this isn't a
Wow.
Facebook post. This is
No, this is
actually a
a
post to the
link.
creators'
Yes.
files, which I just thought was really cool. And the fact that the inner ring rotates, that's amazing.
Wow. Well,
And you
give
can
me a
have your
little,
choice.
yeah, give me a little bit, guys, and I will add those to the description below, Scout's Honor. That's really exceptional.
Do
Really
we know
cool
if this is
work.
from the Nate Dogg?
There's a the Nate Dogg, like a
And a great rapper, yeah.
really. Is he a Stargate
Ah,
fan?
I'm not
He's
sure.
I think he actually passed away a few years ago now. I think about it.
Ah, I'd
Oh,
But
say
okay.
this
yeah,
is just paying homage to that person because the tag is at McDaniel
Oh,
Daniel.
okay, good point.
So I assume this person's name is Daniel.
Look, hip hop and Stargate. I mean, they go together, right?
Oh,
So
like this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
exactly. Okay. And Yvie, what do we have from um, uh,
Well,
Emily?
this is the very last one, and
Oh,
this did inspire the
Oh.
photo that you used for this stream.
there we go. So,
Yeah.
Yvie, do you want to tell the story behind this?
Yeah, so this is Emily. Now, I believe that Emily is a pastor, which is very cool. And I think this was for her reaffirmation ceremony. So I think she's recently given birth as well, and her and her husband decided to renew their vows. So I couldn't find much detail about like how they made this. I just know that they made it in the weeks leading up to the ceremony,
Ah,
and it was a bit of a rush, I think, so they didn't get to do the chevrons. But still,
wow.
I don't know how big this is and what it's made out of, but they did an amazing job. And I don't think Emily has posted anything since, but she did suggest in some of the comments that they did have professional photos done, so she might
Oh,
post
for
them
sure.
as a later stage. But that is a core memory right there. That is
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
wow,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the lighting. Oh, it's
it's a great
beautiful.
thought, you know?
I love that. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if it's in the
Yep.
trees in the background. It may be. They certainly look out of focus. So there's a lot going on here in this shot. She's one of the two that I reached out to personally to say, hey, can I get more content for this, please? Because
Yes.
this is exceptional. And everyone likes a kid, so really adorable
Of
little man there.
course.
So I'm trying to
Yes. No,
figure
I
out
just
what
love
he's
it.
wearing. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think they might even be like maybe cosplayers or
Yeah,
something
for
on the
sure.
side. I don't know what their costumes in reference to, but it's just so like
It's
like
beautiful.
celestial or something.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly right.
Yeah, I love it. I love when couples, acknowledge the same fandom in a way like this. Like it's their shared
Yes.
passion.
For sure. Guys, I'm going to open up the chat. If you guys have any, I don't know if it, guys, I don't know if it'll let other people post links, but if there's anything that you want me to share over the next few minutes, email it to me at dialthegateshow@gmail.com, and I will put it in. Someone was asking about a DHD. I think it may have been Lockwatcher. I'm not entirely sure. Lockwatcher says Pop-Tart was included to provide a standard scale for the Stargate game. There we go.
I love that
Standard Pop-Tarts. So, hey, you know
Love
what?
it.
He's thinking with food. I would have chosen
What flavor?
I think it looked like strawberry or I'm not sure. So
it would have been quite Jack O'Neill-esque to use like a slice of cake, but then like a slice of cake isn't standard.
that's the thing, you know? Exactly. It can be anything. But yeah, if you guys have any specifics, we're waiting for a couple of guests to join us. I gave them the top of the hour, so we're going to kill a few minutes here with you guys if that's all right. But
okay. Didn't know we had some special guests.
There is one more item that I would like to share. But yeah, if you have something that you've made or something that you think should be included in this year's 2025 fan creations.
I could show.
Yeah.
I could show, this isn't new, but I could show my my crochet jack.
Yes, do that. I'll cut away from you so that we won't see whatever's below.
No, I'm good.
You sure? All right.
Yep,
you said so earlier. All right.
So I actually made this quite a long time ago. I think I made it in about 2018, 2019.
Automatically disqualified then.
I was I was brand new to pretty brand new to the Stargate fandom.
Fluorescent shade of green.
And I was brand new to crocheting. I taught myself, and I became obsessed with amigurumi, which is a type of crochet where you make plushies, basically. So it's not like just doing, you know, your standard granny squares or anything like that. It's actually crocheting, I guess, in 3D. And I saw a pattern which was actually for Cinderella, and I tweaked it to make it to make it into Jack. And like, he's not perfect, but I was really proud of him, and he even has hair. So I'll get him out of this little thing here.
What have you been keeping him in?
And I bring him him everywhere when I travel overseas. It's like almost like a comfort thing. So yeah, so he's got hair that I made by basically doing individual strands of wool and then brushing it out with a wire brush. So it's texturized, it's actual hair. So yeah. It's not perfect. Like, he's got weird knobbly knees,
need to be
but
perfect.
You know what?
No?
It's fine.
Stop being self-critical of Jack there. I love the little like smirk, like the mouth is like on its side, like
Yes. If I could change things, I would have changed his eyes. I think they're like too far apart or something. But I actually did make a Sam and a Daniel, and I posted them to America to be sold at an auction that Jenny Stiven was running, and they got lost in the post, and I was devastated.
No.
So someone at the hotel where I posted them to had signed for it, and it never ended up in Jenny's hands, so it's gone missing somewhere. But I did a beautiful Sam. I was so proud of her. She had like golden hair, and it was like perfectly, you know, in place. And yeah, she's lost somewhere. So hopefully she's in a loving home.
Well, I would hope so, that someone has done that. Tommy, does the companion email still work, or is there a?
It might do. You sending me something?
I'm going to share with you guys something interesting that who sent this to me? Let me see who sent this to me here. Stargate Seed sent this over. You guys get that link?
Okay, let me see.
Everyone's waited with bated breath.
Something's come through, yes. Oh,
it's come through on my phone.
Loading. Oh, that is so cool. Is that clay?
I don't know what I would suspect it is. This is a custom, and I'm not suggesting that people should be smoking.
Yes.
This is a Stargate ashtray.
This makes me want to start smoking again. I mean that in the best possible way.
You were a smoker?
Don't give in, Tommy.
I was a smoker, yeah.
You can use it for candy cigarettes. Use candy cigarettes.
When you see ashtrays like this, can you blame me?
A candy bowl.
This is
That to me looks like polymer clay and resin.
It looks like a good time. Looks like I want to jump in. It's like handing kids a pack of cigarettes and saying light up.
That is so cool.
Robin Williams and Mrs. Doubtfire. That is so funny. But yeah, this is really cool. And the fact that they, put like little clouds in there, and you've got the edges of the inside of it reflecting the light so that it does look like
it's like textured.
It's like a stone has been dropped in the middle of it. This is really cool.
Ripples, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, ripples.
That's it.
That's so
Thank
cool.
you, Martin, for sharing. That's exceptionally cool. But yeah, guys, this has been great. I was nervous as to how this was going to go down because the fact of the matter is that one of these shows could be really dull because it's like, oh, we show off some stuff and everyone goes, oh, yeah, it's great. I don't actually think that this is that impressive, but I'm gonna make everyone think so.
Everything has been incredible.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I show you my
Of course.
rudimentary? Okay, I have, this is, it's a Stargate. It's actually
see
from
it.
Applause. They made them back for the movie. It's a keychain. It was a keychain. And they made Stargates and they made the raw ship. So I took the ring off, and I have this old chain that my dad gave me a long time ago.
Oh.
And so I made a Stargate necklace. So you don't have to be super skilled
You don't.
to make something that is I think cool.
That's really cool.
That's really cool.
It's like it keeps it like the Stargates right there in your heart.
Mhm.
That's it. There was a Stargate.
I love that.
They never had Stargate ornaments
No.
for the longest time. They did a few for a little while. There were a couple of them, but there was a Stargate keychain, and it was just like it looked sterling silver. It wasn't, but I took the keychain off and I affixed it to an ornament hook, and I hung it on my Christmas tree, and I photographed it for Gate World, and that was actually for Christmas Day. That would be the masthead for a couple 3 years before we upgraded the website. So that takes me back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Love it.
Until we upgraded the website, and then 3 days after that, because we upgraded the website and launched on the day that 200 aired, and then 3 days
that's
later on
cool.
Monday, SG1 was canceled.
Awkward.
Yes. Awkward.
That's cool.
Very
though.
awkward. Yeah, but that's it. So that's awesome, guys. Well, we have a couple of
Special guests.
guests. You guys are special, as special as they are. They're very special. I have Michael and Ryan are going to be joining us, and so Tommy and Marcia, if you guys could minimize your videos for me, please. Thank you. And Ryan and Michael, come on in, if you can.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello, guys. How we doing? Marcia, just hit your video button for
Doing
me.
well, thanks.
Okay.
Perfect. Guys, it is a pleasure to have you both on. Michael, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you.
I am... should I just jump right in, guys, with what I got here?
Go for it.
Go for it.
Let me pull this up here. You can see me, right? Michael, you sent this to me. Well, before I show this, what... have you been doing laser engravings before, and what gave you the idea to do this?
I have been doing laser engraving for professionally, probably for the last 2.5 years. And what inspired me to make this is, I'm a big Stargate fan. I used to be a really big Next Generation fan, but now they've messed up Next Generation, so I'm getting back into my Stargate.
Whoops.
Yeah, so I've been I had a party to go to for Halloween, and I needed to put together a costume, and Ryan helped me out, and then he and I got to talking about what I do and so forth, and we decided we're going to make a set of Stargate mirrors, laser engraved mirrors.
Wow.
And the really cool thing about this mirror is if you look at the back, the backing comes off. And if you put LED lights in there, it will light up.
Really?
Because what it is the laser burns the reflective material off the back, making it clear.
Right.
And what you're really seeing is just reflection or shadow.
Oh,
so anything
interesting.
you put back there. So in fact, if you take it off right now and put it against your ZPM behind you, it'll light up.
Well, there's a billion tabs on this thing, and I don't have a butter knife.
Oh no, your fingers. You just right with your fingers.
Yeah, and okay, so they're actually more pliable than I'm used
I'm
to.
gonna I'm gonna try to work with Rem and see if we can develop a simple kit that doesn't cost too much.
Yeah,
So-
you just pop it right in there. You'll see there's a little square thing in there that you could just tape some LED strip to.
Stand by, folks.
Oh, well, that is incredible work, guys. That is awesome.
Oh, thank you. Okay. And the laser's pretty fine, so I can get really fine details in that laser. Now, when it came to we envisioned making a series of these gates. You know, the Milky Way gate, the Atlantis gate, and
yes, the
universe.
universe gate. No,
I'm not a fan of universe, but
boo!
others are. And
it's a
pretty
too
cool
dark.
gate.
It's a little too dark, but yeah, it is. It's very cool.
Yeah.
But we plan on doing a series of those. And when I sat to go find a picture in order to engrave, to put on there, it was very difficult to find any that were actually accurate.
Oh,
out there.
okay.
There's not a lot of accurate drawings for me to use.
He knew a guy.
So
I knew a guy.
Something fell off the back of a truck. I knew a guy.
So what you're seeing there is actually redrawn by hand based on some blueprints and based on, I guess there was a group of people that remade this.
So this really is.
And I was able to use some of their drawings and then stills from what, and you know, I got even those little scratch lines, which I don't know what they all mean.
They're Joppa lines.
That go through there.
Yeah.
But those are included as well.
I mean, that's not. That's what, at least that's what Fandom calls them. So.
Yeah,
dude, that's exceptional.
That.
Thank you
that
so
is
much.
Artistry. That
this
is perfect.
Really cool.
Awesome. Thank you. And we can make it custom where I can, you know, anyone who wants one of those, I can spin it to where you can have whatever symbol you want at the top, and then I can even put your name and so forth in it.
Guys, can you email me those details right now so I can put them in the description below?
Well,
in just a few minutes
you're going to order them from his, and we're working on his store right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
so when it's time, will you give me something so that I can put in the description below? Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
We're
actively working on it now, and his store will be up and have that available.
We're talking about Stitch's store.
Yes. Sorry.
Right, that guy right there.
Loft.
Needs
Stitch
an
and Loft.
overhaul.
That's it. No, yeah,
So,
my website
and it'll be
as well, too.
available in two sizes. That's the 12-inch size, which I recommend because you can get into detail. I do an 8-inch size, but I have to simplify the design because when we get down to really fine, again, the laser just burns off the backing, and you can only get so thin before you don't even see it. So I have a more simplified design I do for that, and I also do aluminum, so I can engrave it on black aluminum. So like the background behind me,
wow,
it'll look like
amazing. Yeah, that is really cool. Wow.
There is so much cool stuff that's created by this fandom. I'm getting requests for the 0 point module right now that I've got it because it is a fan.
Your 0 point module?
The one that's in front of me here. I'm trying to figure it out. But Michael, we've never had you on before. While I'm looking this up, how long have you been a fan of Stargate, and what made you fall in love with it?
Oh, I've always been a sci-fi fan, and my style of sci-fi is more factual sci-fi. Difference between Stargate and Star Wars is, Star Wars is real fantasy, a whole lot of fantasy, where Stargate is a lot of, it's all passable. It's
something that leans more realistic, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Instead
and being
of more
ex-Air Force,
fantastical.
I can
Exactly.
being ex-Air Force stationed at Wright Pat, I can tell you there's a lot of really cool stuff. But I remember going to the movie theater and seeing this back in the 90s when it first came out. And what really drew me to it was, the story and the visuals are really cool. But man, that soundtrack. The
David Arnold's soundtrack is
orchestration,
brilliant.
my goodness, you feel it. I mean, that's an
Yep.
emotional soundtrack. And then, when they use that in the series. So when the series came out, I was actually busy learning to fly commercially, and I missed the series. But I went back and discovered it and started binge watching it over the last couple years. Like I'd mentioned to you, my wife had passed away, and to pass the time, just feel the noise, the silence. I just been binge watching my favorite shows, and Stargate is, in the last year and a half, I've gone through SG-1 3 times now. I'm in the middle of Atlantis right now.
It's chicken
I may
soup.
or may not get to Universe.
It's chicken soup.
Yeah, it's great because I keep seeing new things over and over, the
Sure.
details. And on Netflix you can pause and you can get like the trivia and look into stuff, and it's just so fascinating, the whole thing, and the characters. They could not have cast that any better.
No.
They could not, and I'm a producer, director, actor as well. And I can tell you those characters, they could not have put anyone else in there.
And the fact of the matter is that those three, Amanda, Michael, and Chris, found each other, I think, after the auditions, and they gravitated toward one another for whatever reason. That story was told for years and years. But
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing yourself
Sure,
and being brave to come on and share your story, your personal story.
Thank you.
And
Sure.
and it's a pleasure to have you. So.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Ryan, thanks for coming in and hanging out. You doing good?
Yeah. I mean, him and I met over a radio antenna. So
Seriously? Like CB?
No, I ordered a really, really cheap radio from him.
he ordered
Really cheap.
antenna.
You met over ordering one, not on radio.
I thought I was
Clever.
ordering the whole radio kit, and what I was really just for $20 was just buying a backing, and he corrected me on it. So,
As Ryan is apt to do. Excuse me. No.
but we bonded over this, and we bonded over, we're both veterans from naval services. I'm the Coast Guard, he's Navy. So yeah, we just been hitting it off, and I'm helping him redo Stitch's Loft 2.0.
There we go.
So
It needs it. It's good though. I'm glad it's finally happening. Ryan, right? It's good. So
it's necessary. It's dying on its own.
Yeah, let's just kick it while it's down.
It's almost down. It's rough. It's real rough.
You're gonna have a whole new audience, so you need a new site for that.
So
it's
the
gonna
last
be much smoother.
The last
experience.
one that I have for everyone to show off is the ZPM, because it's been asked for. This was created by my friend Nick, and his alias is Supernova 3D on Etsy and on eBay. And there aren't a lot of these in the market that I consider to be pretty darned accurate, because I'm one of the few fans who got to hold one and feel the weight of it and like the scale and everything else. And he has done such a good job with this thing. I actually gave him notes on the lid, as it were, because it's just, this thing just literally just comes off, and he has implemented them and has made it. But the craftsmanship, like the design, he has done an amazing job for a fan piece. And on the inside of it, like the flicker that you guys get with this camera, like I can't see with my own eyes. It's just the speed of the camera. I think it actually lends itself better, even though the one on the show like oscillated just slightly. It's great work, and he's international, and I think he's like Aspire or something, because I can't get him to come on. He does something really like dark and serious, and serious and dark. But yeah, but
that's amazing quality.
It's great, and the fact this is as close as I've ever brought it to camera before. So it usually sits back there. That's all I need. That's all I need, guys.
Yeah.
So,
is that like
beautiful.
kind of like LED lighting? The
yes,
black.
LEDs.
Wow.
So all it is a string of Christmas lights. with a little battery pack on the end of it
awesome.
and some cotton wadding. And
Yeah.
that's all it takes to bring this thing to life. So he's done a brilliant job.
Was any of that made by hand, like the black lining on the
Yes.
outside? Because that looks like lead lighting to me, like it's been done by hand.
He traced it. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
So
and the real ones were so delicate. I remember in Seattle,
yep.
holding one of the real ones.
I let you hold one. Wow.
Yep.
Or Dean did. So I didn't let anyone touch them. So
But
yeah.
oh yeah, and that black stuff would just like it was so unstable.
Those
like,
were
snap off.
so they were originally like little
okay.
almost like little plastic wires, but in some cases for some of the others they literally like it was like a hot like glue, beaded glue. For like the breakaway ones that were made of candy glass, for like the one that Rodney shatters in Home in season 1 on Atlantis. Yeah. So they did a whole series of them, and Mark Nicholson actually admitted that they had to recreate a couple because these things would walk. And you have to understand just how secure Stargate's prop production lockup was, and they still managed to walk. So
wow,
it looks like stained glass. Is that put together in pieces like stained glass?
So all it is, I'm hesitant to like.
Well, it's a resin casting, I believe.
Yeah. So
okay.
I'll go ahead and.
He's colored it.
So that's it.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Okay.
And then it's just the 2 pieces, and I literally have a dot on here so that I can line up the dots, because otherwise,
nice.
It's all just It's like a key. You know, you have to put it in at the exact right degree in order to get it to fasten on, because otherwise it ain't happening. But yeah. So thank you, Michael. Thank you very much. And Ryan, thank you. Tommy and Marcia, you guys want to come back?
So Tommy has had to.
He had to split?
Disconnect, yes. Yeah. So he had family duties.
All righty. Marcia, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you for inviting me.
This was
It's
cool.
been fun.
Well, I felt so bad because we didn't get to hang out with you, the week that we got to celebrate the big news of our own baby on the way. And
Really, it is a baby. That is
it
true.
is. So it's a baby TV show.
And it feels so good to have the team that they've assembled. It feels like family.
It is family in some cases. And
yes, it's both familiar and new.
Was it the
It's
Darren?
exciting.
Darren just sent me something here. Let me see real quick if it's something that I can relay.
Something you can use? Yeah.
Joe's blog says the Stargate Writers' Room convenes in Los Angeles in January.
That's only
hot
next month.
news.
Holy moly.
They're going down for 3 months.
Couple weeks.
3 months.
So,
Oh, cool.
So they're going to build that thing out. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm getting chills, goosebumps.
I know.
Next year's going to be amazing. Oh.
The year after.
What do you think? Yeah, I was going to
suspect.
say, what are your thoughts on when it'll actually be
Me?
on TV? Yeah, so do you think the year after next?
I suspect if I was a betting man,
2027.
and I lose, so I'm not going to bet, but I would suspect summer 27.
I actually love that as the year, because would that not be the anniversary of SG-1?
Yes, 1997.
Yes.
SG-1 will be turning 30. And
Yes, I love that.
it just makes sense. I suspect that is the master plan, but we'll see what happens. So, thanks, guys.
Oh, I'm thrilled.
Thank
This
you.
has been so fun.
Yes,
It's
it
been
I've
a
really
good time.
enjoyed seeing what people have done to inspired by the series
It's a good annual
to
tradition to finish
celebrate
the year
their
off
fandom.
celebrating the fans and fandom
Yeah.
itself, and how people continue to create based on the things that they've watched and loved. But yeah, so I'm going to wrap up the show here, and then I'm going to go to a bar and pick up my webmaster. So you guys can stay on the screen, but I'm just going to go ahead and take care of this. All right, I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you to Ryan and Michael and
Thank you so
Marcia
much.
and Yvie for joining us for this episode. My name is David Reed. You're watching the Stargate Oral History Project. We've got a few more shows before we round the bend and finish out the season. A couple I'm just confirming right now. 1 or 2 big ones if I'm lucky, but it all depends on timing because I'm wrapping up on the 9th of December. So everything's going to happen fairly quickly. Tomorrow, Kevin Otsuji joins us December the 7th, tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific time for Stargate Trivia. Technically 13. Lucky 13. Whoops, sorry guys. Hey, how you doing? We've got Stargate podcasts from around the web coming up at some point this week here. I'm going to try and post the Ken Rebel, I'm moving him to season 6. And the music of Stargate, Joel Goldsmith, that is probably going to be placed into season 6 as well. But there's a few more things that we've got floating around that we're gonna bring about and make happen here. So my tremendous thanks to my team of moderators. Couldn't do this without you guys. Anthony, Jeremy, Kevin, Lockwatcher, Marcia, Raj, Jacob, Enigma, Stephen, my production team, Anthony Rowling, Kevin Weaver, Summer Roy, Bryce Ors, William Murphy. He's working with us this month as a producer. Really thank you guys for all your work. Matt Eagle SG Wilson for his amazing opening sequences. Tomorrow we are opening with an Alkesh. I've been looking forward to that for a while here. And Frederick Marcoux at Concepts Web, who keeps dialthegate.com up and running. I got to go and pull his ass out of a bar. So that's where I'm going to head off to. Really appreciate you all tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks to everyone who has shared something of themselves online for us to pilfer and share on this show. My name is David Reed for Dial the Gate. I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Take care.